Welcome to Universal Love Law. Today I want to make a video for y'all while I sit and wait. And this video is going to be about the reason why a soul would come into this lifetime and be transgender. Okay? Metaphysical. So don't come for me. This is my idea I'm sharing with you guys. Okay? So, metaphysically, a soul that incarnates had a soul plan and nothing happens for no reason. So, a person that's born transgender is a soul that wants to discover the. Okay, so these people, especially the ones that impact a great majority, have a collective karmic purpose, right? Their choice and decision to switch or alter their sex it impacts collective, the group, our consciousness as a whole. Even people, even the doctors, right? The doctors, the nurses, the people taking care of them, the families, it impacts the social awareness and social constructs that we have. It challenges the social constructs and the social beliefs that we have in place. So a soul that chooses to be transgender actually adds value to the collective conscious by challenging the beliefs that it has about itself. That collective conscious has about itself. What is right, what is wrong, through socialization, right? So, okay, let's talk about the soul. The soul that chose this either went into it with the intention to impact society. Now, there's also those souls that have very quiet lives and they don't have the intent to impact the social structures as a whole, but the relationships that they have with individuals around them. Okay? And so it's a very conscious decision. The higher self knows that it's a path that will challenge the psyche of the soul. The psychology of the soul will. Sometimes a soul that needs to choose itself over others may choose to incarnate with the desire to change its gender, because there's this self-serving need when it comes to intentionally choosing to change your sex. There is a self-serving need. It's something that the soul wants to do without fear of judgment. So there's a lot of fear constructs that needs to be faced in a lifetime for someone who chooses that. And there is a courage lesson, a lesson of courage, for a person who comes with the intention to incarnate and become transgender. So that's one on a psyche level. The psyche, the psychology of the soul, right? Okay. So that's that. So not only is this soul going through the experience through these transformations of finding their voice, being able to speak up and out for their own selves, and to identify with the social gender that they believe they should be. it has nothing to do with society. It has nothing to do with the masses going against them. In fact, the masses going against them serve as a greater tool in their ability to have the confidence to face that choice and decide to face that, because it's not easy for a soul to choose that. So yeah, what kind of soul would choose to incarnate to be transgender and face the lesson of courage? A soul that has some trauma connected to maybe their gender and identity, maybe their sexuality, maybe there's so many karmic loops. There's so many karmic reasons to be entangled in that lesson of discovery. But like the masses, they serve a great purpose, because that's where the pushback comes in. These souls that are so brave to come in this time where it's not generally accepted or even normal, right? There's so many stigmas and so many like terms that a person would put on the choice of one. Also, souls come with many different backgrounds that are beliefs, like religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs, all of these different backgrounds that these souls come to incarnate in, and they must override these social programs that are something that was they may have been born into. So you can only imagine the mind of, the soul contract of one who would incarnate intentionally and choose to be transgender. But I would say to anyone that might watch this that is transgender, which I don't know who I'll impact one day, you're a very brave soul, and your soul has to just facing that, whether you're okay with the decision you made or not, because there's even a soul lesson in that, because a lot of people that get the surgery are not always happy with the decision that they made, right? So there's even further psychological imprints. There's even further psychological trauma. And so my heart genuinely goes out to a soul that's karmically trapped into that soul purpose, because you're a very brave soul. And I think that the LGBTQ community serves a great purpose in supporting the transgender community. And they were definitely a collective conscious that came together in order to support souls that choose that route, in order to face itself in scrutiny and in judgment on that degree. And this is why the LGBTQ community is so important and necessary in today's time. And so, yeah, I hope this video enlightens you, and I hope it allows you to understand more so from a higher perspective why a soul will choose to be or choose a lifetime to incarnate being transgender, and what lesson it teaches the soul, and what reason a soul would even desire that lesson in the first place. And what comes after is a higher evolved spirit that eventually becomes a guide for someone that also has to face the lessons that are required for a soul that needs to face an experience where they are being scrutinized or they're being judged in a very extreme way. Okay? So yeah, we got to keep those high vibes. Save your judgment, because judgment is a low vibration. And